was raised in church, so I was raised in a Catholic family. Unlike most, I never really had any issues with the church, and I think that's why my faith has always been very strong, because I've had issues, with people, because I did attend Catholic school. I did have issues with being bullied and stuff, but I just kind of held on to faith a lot in those times, because I feel like if I hadn't, I wouldn't be here today, and I've accomplished everything that I have. I attended Catholic church every Sunday with my parents until I finally started working, and that was kind of my way where I could find my way in church. And I ended up moving on to non-denomination. It was a lot more laid back, and I found that I got a lot out of it, but I moved around so much that it always was more predictable in a way that, non-denomination for me, it was always about money. It was more than the gospel. And then when meeting Dean, I was introduced to Methodism, and it really was a change. It was exactly what I needed in my life, more than anything. I was living in Lake Charles. I think at the time I was still going to non-denominational church, and I was kind of falling out of my faith with that church, because I was beginning to not get anything from it after coming here. And it really was a different world here in general, because I had never had so many people be welcome. I never have felt so welcome in a church before. It was very different. It was after I had come here only one time, and that was actually my first time to Baton Rouge. Like on my own. That was the farthest I've ever driven. And so in the morning time, we came early for the early service. I sat in the front row, because even at regular church, I always preferred the front row. And Miss Ann actually was the first person to introduce herself to me, and she brought me a gift bag, just welcoming me into the church of Blackwater. I'll never forget that. About March made 4 months that I was without a job. I had never, ever lost my job in my entire life. I was fired without reason. And, I was still coming to church every day. And nobody knew what I was dealing with. And I was in a very dark place. And I came to church with a fake smile and pretended everything was okay. Nobody knew anything different. But on the inside, I was dying, because I had no money coming in, and I was afraid of what was going to happen next. I didn't know. And that fear of unknown, just for me, and kind of like everybody, it really took a toll on my mental health. I didn't really like my job there to begin with. And so actually, the night before I got fired, that day, Dean and I were supposed to be going to see a show, a musical, and he was fixing dinner, and I was sitting on the bed crying up to the ceiling, and I just said, God, I know that we all have to go through things, but can I please, I know that I have to go through this darkness now, but can I please just get away from it? Because I can't take this anymore. And then the next day I was let go. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. I held on, and I'm glad that I did, because I had job offers come and I declined. And I'm glad that I did, because at my job now, I am the happiest I've ever been at any job, you know. I couldn't have asked for anything better in life, honestly. So that, to answer your question, that I feel like that was God's way of saying, you just need to wait, because greatness is coming. Honestly, you know, we all go through different things, and we all handle them differently also. And my biggest thing was, I'm really great at praising God whenever things go my way, but I'm really not great at praising Him when things don't go well. And for once in my life during that trial, I just held on, and I was positive that everything was going to work out. So my biggest thing for anybody going through anything right now, you just have to keep your head high, because clearly He puts us in a valley, but He's never left us there. And those moments and those trials that we go through, those are pushing us to our breaking point to teach us for what's to come, so that it's not out of the ordinary. The next time it may happen, we're better prepared and we'll know how to handle it. So my word of encouragement to that person that may be struggling, keep your head high more than anything, because He is flying with you. He's the driver, you're His vessel, and you're going to get through it no matter what.